White guests insult a black. Woman at a Christmas party. Room goes silent minutes later. The Christmas music was loud. The lights were warm. People were laughing, clinking glasses, celebrating. But in one corner of the room, something felt very wrong. No one noticed it at first. Not the DJ, not the servers, not the guests dancing near the Christmas tree. Because humiliation doesn't always arrive with noise. Sometimes it arrives with laughter. She stood there quietly. A black woman in a simple but elegant black dress, holding a wine glass she hadn't touched. Her posture was calm, her face controlled, but her eyes told a different story. Across from her stood a group of 4 white guests. 2 of them were laughing openly. One covered her mouth, whispering something that made the others grin. Another leaned forward, pointing slightly, his voice raised just enough to sting. Seriously, who invited her? The words didn't echo, but they didn't need to. The black woman didn't respond. She didn't argue. She didn't walk away. She simply looked at them, and that silence made them bolder. One of the men scoffed. "This is a private Christmas party, not some random event." Another laughed louder. Maybe she thought it was open entry. A few feet away, guests froze mid-conversation. Some pretended not to hear. Some stared, uncomfortable. Others watched closely, sensing something was about to happen. Because this wasn't just teasing anymore. It was public, and it was deliberate. The black woman's hand tightened slightly around the glass. Not in anger, but restraint. What no one there knew was that she almost didn't come to this party. She wasn't there by mistake. She wasn't lost. And she definitely didn't sneak in. But the people laughing? They had already decided who she was, without asking a single question. That's when something subtle changed. A server walking past slowed down. A man near the bar stopped smiling. A woman in the background whispered, "Oh no!" because someone had recognized her. Not from the party, not from the guest list, from somewhere far more important. The laughter from the group continued, unaware that eyes around the room were slowly turning toward them now. The black woman finally spoke. Her voice was calm. "Steady!" Almost too calm for the situation. "Are you done?" That question landed heavier than any insult. The group hesitated, just for a second. And in that second, the entire mood of the Christmas party began to shift. Because in moments like these, there are only 2 possibilities. Either she really didn't belong there, or they had just humiliated the wrong person, in front of the right witnesses. And within minutes, this room full of laughter would fall into a silence no one there would ever forget. But the reason why, and who she truly was, the room didn't go silent all at once. At first, it was subtle. The music lowered slightly. A laugh near the bar faded out. Someone stopped clinking their glass, because a man near the entrance had just frozen mid-step. He stared at the black woman, then at the group surrounding her, and his face drained of color. "Wait," he whispered to the person beside him. "Is that her?" The group insulting her didn't hear him. One of the men scoffed again. "Relax, you're clearly at the wrong party." That's when the black woman calmly reached into her clutch. No anger, no drama. She pulled out a sleek invitation card, embossed, gold-edged, and held it up. "This invitation was addressed to me," she said quietly. "By name." The laughter stopped. One of the women frowned. "That doesn't mean anything." Before the words could settle, a voice cut through the room. "Actually, it means everything." All heads turned. An older man in a tailored suit stepped forward. The host. His expression was tight, unamused. "This woman," he said clearly, "is the primary donor funding tonight's charity." Silence slammed into the room. The DJ stopped the music completely. The Christmas lights suddenly felt too bright. The group that had been laughing just seconds earlier stood frozen. Smiles gone, mouths half open. One of the men stuttered, "That's not possible." The host didn't raise his voice. "She personally financed the children's wing we're celebrating tonight." A ripple moved through the crowd. Whispers, gasps, eyes widening. The black woman finally spoke again, her voice steady, dignified. "I didn't come here for recognition," she said. "I came to support a cause I believe in." She looked directly at the group. But I wanted to see something first. No one interrupted her. I wanted to see how people treat someone they believe has no power. The room felt heavy. One of the women who had laughed earlier dropped her gaze. Another took a step back. The man who had pointed at her swallowed hard. "I'm sorry," he muttered. She didn't respond immediately. Then she said something that stayed with everyone in that room. An apology after the truth comes out doesn't erase who you were. Before it did. No shouting, no revenge, just truth. She handed her wine glass to a nearby server, turned toward the host, and added, "I'll continue supporting the charity. But I won't stay where respect depends on assumptions." And with that, she walked away. People stepped aside, not out of politeness, but shame. The group stood alone. No laughter, no whispers, just silence. Because in one Christmas moment, they learned a lesson that couldn't be unlearned. Never judge someone's worth by how quiet they are, or how little you think they matter. Sometimes, the most powerful person in the room is the one everyone thought didn't belong.